Definitely not the starters. You're on the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
Welcome in. 100.7 The Score. It's the End of the Bench. I am Rob Breaux alongside Craig Wells, Lucas White today. We've got plenty to talk about. We had 2 entire baseball games last night. You know when I noticed they were in extra innings?
When's that?
This morning. I totally forgot that there was a World Series going on.
Yep.
That's what happens when it's the Dodgers and the Blue Jays.
Yep. And you're not alone. There's a lot of people that miss that.
I was locked into that Chiefs game, and then I just turned the TV off. Didn't even check around.
Yep. I just checked to see what the score was after they. In fact, I wanted to stay for the post game because I wanted to see if they were saying something to Patrick and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. What's Scott Bempelt?
Yeah. And they would start talking to Kelsey, and it looked like they weren't talking. So I said, I'll see what the score is, and it was 5-5, I think. Excuse me. When I turned over there, and I said, well, somebody's going to win this. So about that time, Toronto gets a double, and everything's going to happen, and then 5 innings later, I said, no, I'm not going to do this. So I stayed up for that, Mariners 18-inning game or what, 15-inning game? Yeah. I said, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah.
So I went to bed and woke up this morning and said, hey, that must have been a thriller.
So 18 innings, the Dodgers do win. They take a 2-1 series lead. And by all accounts, it was an exciting game.
Yeah. It. While I was watching, Blue Jays had a chance to win it, and Lucas and I were talking about this morning. I think the Dodgers had a chance to win it in about the 14th or 15th when they had the bases loaded. And Blue Jays had a guy on first, and the guy hits a double, and then he gets thrown. The base runner gets thrown out at home. But it was a good game, and I think the part that I wish I'd have stayed up and watched was every pitcher on both teams was used, and we were getting down to Mr. Shortstop. Can you pitch?
Yeah, Scherzer went 4 1/3. They used 9 pitchers, the Blue Jays, and Glasnow started. He went 4 2/3, and they used 10 pitchers, the Dodgers.
And I read an article this morning about it a little bit, and Shohei Ohtani, when the game was over, ran to the outfield because today's pitcher had volunteered to pitch, and he went out to celebrate with him, and it was you were going to use their starter tomorrow if it had gone another inning. So I thought that was interesting. I'm telling you, that guy is a baseball player.
Ohtani.
Yeah. He's a player.
Pretty good.
He's pretty good. He is pretty good. He was on base 9 times last night. 9 times in one game. Of course, it went for 4 days. But
4 for 4, 5 walks, 2 home runs, 3 RBI. He scored 3 times.
I happened to be watching. I saw 1 home run, his last home run. But he had hit a home run and 2. He was 4 for 4. And then the next time he came up, I was watching, and they showed the Toronto manager, and he goes, not in your lifetime. He said, send him over there.
It was a Freddie Freeman home run that ended the game in the bottom of the 18th. No outs. Just a dead center shot.
He's got a little history of game-winning home runs.
He's a good player. He's been a good player for a long time.
With the Braves, started off with the Braves, isn't that right?
Yeah, he's been around a while. Yeah, he was in the MVP scene, it seemed like, or at least like the best first baseman.
Mm-hmm.
You'd expect him to be more popular with the Dodgers, but He's a little overshadowed on that roster.
We've got Freddie Freeman. Okay, so.
Yeah. And the guy that's going to win the last 4 and the next 6 MVPs. Like, who cares?
Yeah. Yep.
It's pretty incredible.
Yep. It's personally, it's not a series that I'm glued to. I like the fact that something good and fun happened, but I don't know that I'll even watch tonight, but I might. I doubt it. But the Blue Jays just don't do a whole lot for me.
No. We also had Monday Night Football last night, and I thought it was going to be close. It was close through halftime. I thought it was going to be a close second half, but the Chiefs just pulled away, scoring 21 points in the second half, not allowing any Washington Commander points. In the second half, they went 28-7. And Marcus Mariota, it kind of caught up with him late.
Yeah, he did.
Both quarterbacks threw 2 interceptions early, a couple of tip drills. But Patrick Mahomes, 25 of 34, 299 yards, 3 touchdowns. He did have the 2 interceptions. He did get sacked 3 times. But this Chiefs offense is humming.
And Patrick,
they still don't have a 100-yard receiver.
No, and I mean they lived up to their billing last night because every receiver had about 3 or 4 catches, and nobody had 15, and everybody else had 2 or 3. But Patrick was in rare form last night. He was throwing from all angles and throwing late. Threw one that I swear. And they never did re-show it. I was kind of disappointed. He was tackled going down as he threw it, and was a strike. And but they never did really re-show it because I wanted to know how close he was to being down.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, he's a player. He is a player.
Lucas, I have a question for you. You went 5 for 5 with Mahomes this month for your tiny wheel.
Yes.
You're not stopping, are you?
Well,
of what I know about gamblers, Lucas, you're going to ride a hot streak.
Right. I was debating on pass attempts and interceptions again, but then I realized I already did that, so I went with the pass attempts. Obviously, it was a good thing I didn't go with the interceptions.
Yeah.
They play the Bills next, so I might do a combo passing plus rushing yards for
I just started to say
that game.
Yeah, he may be using his legs a lot in that game.
He went 329 last night combo.
Lucas, got to stay on it, buddy. You got to stay on it.
You're on a heater, man. All right, we'll do some other headlines when we come back. 100.7 The Score. It's the end of the bench.
Definitely not the starters. You're on the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back, 100.7 The Score. It's the end of the bench. A lot going on today. This texter says, how does J-Rod compare to Zach Thomas?
Good question.
In what way? I think in a lot of ways, comparably, he is, on pace to be an All-American this year. He has been very good. He had 127 tackles last year, 3 forced fumbles and an interception last year. This year he has 2 interceptions and 5 forced fumbles. This is all Jacob Rodriguez. This is also his 5th year of college football. I think Zach Thomas played 3.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a little bit of a difference there. But Zach Thomas was a 5th-round pick and played middle linebacker in an era where the middle linebacker was very important.
Yeah, I just started to say you can't hardly compare because the position has changed on the professional level, especially.
Yeah. You're running nickel and dime the whole time in the NFL now.
Yeah, and you're, used to, you wanted a middle linebacker that could stop the run. I mean, that was his job. Is our defensive line are going to take care of their linemen. You step up in the hole and stop the run. And right now, I mean, there's a lot of middle linebackers that could play strong safety. I mean, you've got to be able to cover backs out of the backfield. You got to be able to cover crossing routes, and it's a different position. So it's hard to compare them at that position. But they are comparable in a lot of ways. I mean, they both play with a lot of intensity.
I think if you win a Big 12 championship, there's another thing that could be compared in about 15 years.
Yeah.
Might both be in the Ring of Honor. If he's an All-American at the end of this year and has some success at the NFL level, I don't even know that he needs to. He could be the next. Yeah. One of the next. So I think they're comparable in a lot of ways and not comparable in a lot of ways, and not because of talent, just because of era.
Yep.
All right, let's hit the calendar, Lucas.
Your daily look at what's happening in the world of sports, birthdays, and holidays. Let's check the calendar.
It's National White Chocolate Day.
Shout out Jason Williams.
What are your thoughts on what do you think thoughts on white chocolate?
Yeah.
It's actually just National Chocolate Day, but there's a big piece of white chocolate on top. Why would they? Anyways. Do you like the almond bark or the white chocolate? I like it on pretzels. That's about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Yogurt or white chocolate, either one.
Yeah. National First Responders Day.
Shout out to those people.
National Wild Foods Day. Are you much of a forager, Greg?
No.
And it's National Plush Animal Lovers Day. Does that fit you?
I have bought a lot of plush animals for my daughters, but don't have any on the bed right now.
You don't have any plushies on the bed there?
No.
Lucas?
We're going to start off with some former Texas Tech athletes. We have John Robertson turning 37. And then we also have Darcel McBath turning 40.
Shout out.
So those are the two.
Coach Darcel McBath.
Yes. And then Bill Gates is turning 70 years old today. We have, I don't know what genre he falls into, but Frank Ocean, I guess R&B type singer.
Sure.
He's turning 38. Joaquin Phoenix turning 51. Julia Roberts turning 58. Like we mentioned earlier, Brad Paisley, his birthday, he's turning 53. And then we have Terrell Davis turning 53 as well. Stetson Bennett turning 28.
And is he still playing? No, I'm just kidding. He seems like he played till he was 26 or something.
Yeah, there was a lot of fun facts about his recruiting class and how they were all in the NFL and he was still in college.
What is he doing now?
I think he's dabbling somewhere in the NFL.
Okay.
I think he's got
This is the Rams, right?
I just started to say the Rams. Maybe.
I want to
practice squad.
I hope he's doing all right because I want to say he's did a training camp at a rehab facility, maybe.
I think, I
hope
he's
doing
somewhere.
Right. Yeah.
Aaron and Andrew Harrison turning 31. They were the Kentucky Twins from Houston. Played college ball there, and then I think they both had some NBA experience a little bit. I had some friends that knew them, so it's kind of cool to tie that in. And then Gus Malzahn turning a bright 60 today.
Big 12 legend, Gus Malzahn.
And then individual that would have had a birthday, Charlie Daniels.
I don't know anything about this guy, but how long of a life do you expect from a silent movie stunt pilot?
How long?
Yeah, because it was Ormer Locklear's birthday today. He lived from 1891 to 1920, and I need to know the story because silent movie stunt pilot seems pretty sweet.
In those days, you probably didn't have a lot of safety controls.
That's what I'm saying.
So my guess is,
And if you're on this kind of list, I would assume it's a little bit infamous.
He had
how
a
died.
full life as a stunt pilot. Probably.
All right, you got any sports history?
All right, let's start. We got a lot of World Series stuff, as you can expect. 1989, the A's sweep the Giants in the World Series 9-6 in the Bay Bridge Series. And what's famous about that series? Earthquake in San Francisco during one game. 1995, the Braves beat Cleveland 1-0 in Game 6 to win the series. 1997, Dee Cantor and Violet Palmer become the first two female refs in the NBA, of which there are several now. 2007, the Red Sox 4-3 over Colorado in Denver and win the World Series in 4 games. 2011, St. Louis over 2011 World Series.
I don't know.
St. Louis 6-2.
No, I
Game 7.
no, doesn't ring a bell.
Okay, moving right along.
We had Game 6 yesterday, which was
Yeah.
tough.
Yep. But they redeemed themselves later.
Much later. Yeah, that was the Rangers,
Yep.
just in case anyone knew.
And in 2012, the Giants beat the Tigers 4 games to win the World Series. And in 1988, on this day, 2000 in this day, Derek Dorse, remember Derek Dorse? Receiver, kind of a slot receiver type. Catches 4 touchdown passes for Texas Tech, and Cliff Kingsbury throws for 405 yards as Texas Tech beats Kansas 45-39. Another one of those defensive struggles.
In 2000.
2000, October 28th.
Ormer Leslie Locklear was in his second movie, The Skyway Man. The plane crashed during a climactic drive when the lighting team failed to douse the lights on cue. So Locklear was dazed and flew blindly into the ground, dying instantly. The scene remained on film. They kept it in there. I knew it had to be something infamous for him to be on that list.
Yep. This is a tribute to the man who just gave his life.
Good grief.
31 years ago today, Mariah Carey released Merry Christmas.
And
We got to play that at some point today.
And it's become ever since.
Playing time is not required. This is the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back, 100.7 The Score. It's the End of the Bench. A little sports washing on TV today as the Qatar Airways is presenting paddle. Didn't realize it was in Qatar. Have you seen the comedy festival that's going on in United Arab Emirates in the next couple of months?
Nope.
All the biggest stars in comedy are going over and performing for the Saudis for a huge paycheck. If they asked you to come do a sports radio show over there, would you cash in for $5 million?
$5 million?
Yeah.
How long do I have to be there?
Just a week of shows.
Yeah.
And it's the End of the Bench, so it's just really a Tuesday, Thursday, and you're getting $5 million for it.
Yep. Do I fly out tomorrow or?
That'd be tough to turn down, man.
I tell you, I do know somebody that their father was in Saudi Arabia and around that area for military service, and he went to school over there, like elementary up to maybe junior high. Loved it, thought it was great, and has gone back to visit some friends and stuff. But that's not me.
What about you, Lucas? Would you produce a radio show for $1 million?
Oh, yes. And I will show you how to double that real quick. I'm looking at
By
this
betting
list.
on Patrick Mahomes?
Oh, yeah. I'm looking at this list of participating acts.
Uh-huh.
Some pretty well-known names.
It's a lot of big names.
Gabriel Iglesias, Joe Coy, Pete Davidson, Aziz Ansari, Wayne Brady. So, yeah, they got some good names.
Tom Segura, I think, is going.
Yep. Chris Tucker.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
The next WrestleMania, I believe, is going to be in Saudi Arabia. Interesting.
You know they bought EA Sports.
Yeah.
Or EA
They did.
Arts. Just the whole thing.
Right. Yeah. So the next college football game will be going to that as well.
Yep.
Interesting. It's going to be a stripe out against BYU. The student sections will be wearing red. But beyond that, it will be a true stripe out on the upper level and on the west side. Red, white, and so on. In the South Club seating, red, white. In the North, and then in the student section, all red, with the one white stripe in Section 18 in the middle of the East. It's the second time we've talked about the Middle East there.
Another Middle East question for you.
Uh-huh.
Would you go to the game in the World Cup in the new Neom Stadium that is going to be suspended 1,150 feet above the ground with 46,000 seats?
Wait, what? What?
They are building, Saudi Arabia is building a superstructure in the NEOM region. It is suspended 350 meters, 1,150 feet above the ground. Seats 46,000. It is expected to host parts of the 2034 FIFA World Cup. Construction is planned to begin in 2027 with a target date of 2032. I saw a picture of it. It is crazy.
When you started this question, I was going to pull the Sneed and say I wouldn't watch World Cup soccer if it was being played in my backyard. And I certainly wouldn't fly to wherever you just said to watch it. No. What?
No.
Is it on top of a building that's being used for something else, or is it just a testament to man's arrogance that we can build a soccer stadium 1,000 feet in the air?
All of the above.
So what's the rest of the structure?
It's a building that puts the top of the stadium at the top, not complete top, but hotel businesses and so forth and so on. But the stadium is at the top with a little overhang, I'm sure, for weather and so forth. But it's crazy. I mean, it is and part of it sticks out over the building. I mean, like if you were to get real excited and go over the top, you would not make it to the bottom.
That is unbelievable.
It is. It is truly unbelievable.
I don't know what I was picturing when you were saying it, but looking at it, it's just a skyscraper with a soccer stadium at the top.
Yep.
It looks like a trophy.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it does.
It's square until it gets to the top and it rounds out. What are they using that for after the World Cup?
I guess regular soccer matches in Saudi Arabia.
I'm guessing it's going to be a hotel and whatnot. It's probably a pretty good destination.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, there's a hotel in center field of
Toronto
that you can watch the games. And there's, I think, at least Airbnbs or something else at Wembley that you can watch out your window to watch the games. Maybe it's a whole hotel over there, but those are on the ground.
Yeah.
Now you're going to say no, yes?
Yeah, absolutely. No.
I would assume if you're in the stadium, you can't really tell any difference, but you'll know.
Yes.
And if everyone's jumping, you're going to sway, right?
I would think.
300 meters. Hey, Lucas, will you do me a favor? Will you look up some of the, like what does that rank in the tallest buildings around 300 meters?
Or 1,150 feet.
1,150 feet. Where's that amongst some tallest buildings here in America? Because I'm picturing that as like Sears Tower. We're putting Soldier Field on top of Sears Tower.
Yep.
That seems crazy to me.
I'm wondering if land is so precious and they don't have enough of it. That's why they're going up and putting it on there, or they're just doing it to be different.
That is they could find a place
out in the desert.
Central Park Tower is 1,550 feet.
Okay.
And then Willis Tower in Chicago is 1,450 feet.
So that's the Sears Tower.
Yeah.
So it's basically putting it on top of the Sears Tower.
No. I wouldn't go in the Jones if it was on top of the Wells Fargo building. Or on top of Raider Park. No, that's crazy.
Yep, it is. Yep, it is. But it is their mark to do something different.
A couple of texters. Bullfighter says, I'm wearing green to the stripe out game. Bobby Hot Dog says, maybe I'm just a get off my lawn guy, but it really, probably irrationally, irks me that Texas Tech tries to dictate what color shirt I wear. I'm a grown man who's capable of dressing myself.
You don't have to wear red or black, or red or white, whatever the colors may be.
It's going to be cold, I would assume.
Yep.
At 11 a.m., it might be one of those layer situations. I don't know what the weather is, and we probably get the 10-day out and look.
Might be a good day to be on the east side.
Yeah. It just, wear whatever you want. If it irks you.
I agree, though.
It is irrational, though.
I agree with what you said. It's Celebrate America Day. Why wouldn't you do it?
It'll look cool on TV. That's why they do it.
Yep.
Even though the stripe out hard cam is on the students and they'll all be in red. I would just as soon be a red out every week.
Which, by the way,
it's a blackout.
The Oklahoma State game, I saw a television shot of the crowd. No doubt red was everywhere, and that's just like the Chiefs game. You know who's rooting for who.
I like it.
I did too. I thought it was great.
And it's also, most of the seats are red over there, so it looks full.
Yeah.
Even when it's not. More after this.
Playing time is not required. This is the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back, 100.7 The Score. It's the End of the Bench. Big Huey says 71, mid-40s, high and low there against BYU.
That'd be perfect.
I'm going to have to layer up because I'll be there at 9 a.m. for the pregame show.
Probably mid-50s, high 50s.
Out by the Fraser.
Yep.
And then into the next.
But then you'll be after the game as your usual
live at the
spot.
Overton. And that'll be very nice out on the patio.
Yeah.
Well, in the grass next to the patio.
Yeah. Okay, before we go any further, I know y'all probably talked about it yesterday, but $168 million being spent on coaches that are not coaching anymore. Your thoughts, and what do you think is going to be triggered because of the big buyouts? Do you think anything happens, or we just keep going like we're going?
I think they just keep doing what they're doing. Don't hire a bum. How about that? I think maybe schools decide to go more of the Cignetti route, not his new payment. But I think maybe they're just like, oh, maybe Brian Kelly was just Brian Kelly at Notre Dame, and he's never going to win the big one. And we shouldn't hire him at LSU, and we shouldn't hire him at the next big Penn State shouldn't hire Brian Kelly. And then, Luke Fickell's probably just who Luke Fickell is. Let's not hire him at Florida. Oh, this guy's probably just... So maybe we get rid of some of these retreads and we start bringing up some guys that have been more successful at each stop.
And didn't Cignetti have a rather low contract with a lot of incentives when he first started in Indiana?
Yeah, then it's massive now. But
yeah. Maybe that's the way you go. You get, some...
Maybe.
I don't know. I just...
I will say I don't really care, Craig. Yeah. Because if a school wants to do that and they're dumb enough to, you know whose fault that is, Craig? School's fault.
That's right. I mean, you can't blame the coach.
Fault.
Yeah, you can't blame the coach. They're going to weigh that in front of you. Yeah, take it.
And you can blame maybe the first coach that did it, that started it, and I don't know, Jimbo.
Yep.
There's probably some before that, but that's the last massive buyout I remember.
Yeah.
Was that 70?
Yep.
Now you've got at least 2 50s out there right now. Don't do that if you don't want to.
It's hard to put your head around and gather the fact that these schools are raising money out of their kazoo for payments to players. They're having to really be creative. They're going to their donors. They're doing all kinds of things to stay in the game with payments to players, however they do it, NIL, whatever they do, revenue share, whatever. But then they turn around and have to pay a coach $54 million. That's
just another way.
That's just hard for me to get my hand.
That's just another way that these top programs who've been at the top without remorse for so long are going to have to start playing like everyone else.
Yeah.
These schools that had unlimited money when they didn't have to pay everyone, the players-wise, could just do that without remorse. Just fire a guy and hire the next one.
Yep.
And it didn't matter to them. Well, now you have to allocate some of that money for real stuff. Let's see if you can do it now.
Yep.
And not just have to live with a guy for an extra 5 years like some programs have had to do.
It's just, I don't know. It's going to take somebody to be, and it's got to be a big school, a big school, and a coach to agree on a, prove it and then you'll get it type contract. But
that second contract's going to be just the same, like Cignetti's.
But the second contract may be a lot of money, but the buyout's not ever going to be there. In other words, I don't care how much they pay him. If we fire you, you get a year's pay and that's it, or 2 years, or whatever they end up doing. But somebody's got to make that move to where buyouts are not wealth-changing, generational-changing money for these coaches. But at the same time, I mean, the profession is the profession.
The coaches have to have some kind of protection.
That's right. You're exactly right. And it is what it is. It's just the times that we're living in.
It's just, do you care about the corporate?
Yeah.
Or the CEO? Or the employee?
Yeah.
And programs that care about all of them are healthy and are doing well.
Yeah.
But if you're a corporation and you care more about your CEO and getting the right CEO, and you're spending all your money on 6 CEOs over 20 years, and all your money's tied up into the last 3 CEOs, you're not a very healthy company.
Yeah.
And some of these schools are doing that. I think Kansas is just finishing up paying some of their previous coaches. I think Mangino was getting paid till last year.
Charlie Weiss.
So I think that's just part of the business. And Are the buyouts dumb? Yes.
But to get the guy that you want to get, you almost have to do it now in the world we're in now.
But
because if you don't, just like right now, Florida or do I take LSU? Well, this one's got a buyout that I like, and this one doesn't. So, I mean, if they're competing for the same guy.
Yeah, but if Florida's going after G.J. Kinney or Eric Morris or some of these guys that have won multiple places at a lower level, you don't have to pay them crazy money.
Exactly.
They'll take a $3 million paycheck.
Right.
And be the lowest paid in the SEC to prove it. Now, if they win, sure, the next deal is going to be bigger, like Signetti's. But then you're on a roll, and you're a little more secure that you could be paying that. But I think a lot of schools just have to reassess who they are.
If you're being hired at one of these schools and they offer you an average of, $6 million now a year to coach, would the school offer, would it be a talking point to say, hey, I'll take 4, you put the other 2 in for players every year?
Depending on the school.
Yeah. I mean, is that a possibility that a coach would say that?
Maybe at Oklahoma State, yeah.
Yeah.
I think at Florida you're just enabling.
Yeah.
They have the money.
Yeah.
They can do both. How about I'll take 8?
And have done both.
How about I'll take 8 and you can put 2 of that? How about that? You can put 2 of that in the NIL coffers.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was in the Big 12, maybe I would do that.
I just don't see it changing. I don't see it changing because I don't see how it's going to change because I don't think the schools are going to.
Well, the coaches' agents aren't going to do it first.
No,
they're not going to offer.
No, absolutely not.
I'm very intrigued to see A, how Texas Tech finishes out, but B, what Joey McGuire's extension is.
Yeah. Should be a good one. We'll see. Got to finish them all first.
Resident Aggie says Florida or LSU should hire Fritz. Yeah. LSU should hire Dillingham. Florida should hire Fritz. Let's get those guys out of here. All right, more after this. 100.7 The Score, Scene of the Bench.
Playing time is not required. This is the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back, 100.7 The Score. It's the End of the Bench. This texter said, I might start arguing that at the college level, because of NIL, recruiting is far less important than it used to be, which shifts the college need to a general manager that is responsible for roster management and a professional coach that handles the team he is handed, a lot closer to the NFL structure than the prior college structure. I think you're 100% correct, which is why a guy like Cliff Kingsbury, I think, could come back to college and be really successful.
Yeah.
Because he's not doing a lot of the things that he didn't like doing now. That being said, I don't know that Cliff Kingsbury would be successful coming back because I don't know that Cliff Kingsbury wants to do all the other extra stuff that you don't have to do as an NFL coach. You can certainly be on game days an NFL CEO right now in college football, hand it off to your coordinators, and in-season recruiting is a lot of the GM doing that high school recruiting, and you can be focused on your team in season. The big difference between the NFL and college football still is the work that you don't get 2 months off.
Yeah.
You get a week off in between seasons. And you're working. It's a year-round job.
Yep.
And so in the bye week, right, Bill Belichick goes to the Hamptons. Every other college coach that wants to be successful is working. And practicing.
Yeah, practicing, yeah.
His team is practicing. They're out recruiting. They're flying around. Joey flew to Georgia to watch his guys on Benedictine. in the bye week. So, yes, more so than ever, you're in a collegiate-style NFL professional model. But there's still so much more. Is Bill Belichick out schmoozing? Is he going to cocktail parties and doing a tour of Western North Carolina or wherever he is and going up to all his big alumni bases? Because that's what Joey's doing. Joey's out doing speaking engagements all summer and doing coaching clinics and recruiting. Like, I think Joey's really close to what you're describing. He's a professional style. Blanchard is the GM. He's handed the team, and then he hands that team to his coordinators, and he's the figurehead.
Yeah.
I think he is in a great position. I think it really fits his skill set. I think he still does a lot of coaching, but he's in charge of everything but doesn't do anything by himself one-on-one. You know what I mean?
Yep.
He is a relationship builder, a culture guy, which has long since been successful in college football. But I don't know that just anybody from the NFL could just come and be successful doing a year-round thing. I think there are guys. I think Sean McVay would be a phenomenal hire in the college game. I think Kyle Shanahan in some ways would be really successful at the college game. I think Dan Campbell would win national championships if he came down to college.
Yep.
But not everyone can do it.
I'll tell you,
not everyone can do it.
There's a guy right now that I think could be very successful because he's been around the college game, but he's been longer in the pro game, maybe looking for a job, is Zach Taylor from Cincinnati. He's young.
Yeah.
He's an offensive mind. He, played at, Nebraska, I think. And I just, guys like that, maybe, but some people that have been doing it just for the exact reason you said, it's a different coaching job. It's just different. I mean, you do different things. Your expectations are different, and there's certainly some assistants in the pros that probably would be really good college coaches, but I just don't know.
And there's some college coaches right now that would be much better than the NFL.
Yeah. I just don't know how it translates, how many of them want to do the other.
Benchwarmers, the Jones is getting an upgrade, 1,000 foot in the air. With this upgrade, you get to host 2 Super Bowls, a banana ball game, 2 big bowl games. Now would you go?
No.
How are we hosting 2 Super Bowls but only 2 big bowl games? I feel like that's backwards.
Yeah.
Probably with 1 Super Bowl.
Nope.
6 big bowl games.
I just hope they do a good job televising it.
If it was the Jones, I would go because I'm working, and then I just would be in the press box like I wouldn't notice that I was up in the air.
I would probably take a tour as long as I could stay real close to something that's something that doesn't look over the side or something, But
I would assume on a thing like that, legally, the walls are much higher than you can look over. You're not going to be able to look over.
Yeah.
You're not just going to be like on the roof.
Yeah, I'm not going to go top in the stadium and look over the top edge.
I don't think you'll be able to.
Yeah, it'd be fine with me.
Through glass maybe, but.
And it's sort of like being in an elevator. You don't really know how high you are
That's what
when
I'm
you're
saying.
going.
So I would go up there. I'm not flying to Saudi Arabia to do it. If it was in Lubbock, I'd go up there. Yeah. My whole thing was I don't care enough. I'm not gonna drive to Arlington to go to a World Cup game. So why would I fly to Saudi Arabia to do it?
And I have nothing against the World Cup, but I believe just like you do, I just don't understand the rules of the game enough to enjoy it. I think if you know the rules and you understand, tactics and things like that, I think it's a very enjoyable game. It's hard for me to understand that in hockey, Lucas. I can't. Hockey's too fast. I can't watch the puck. I mean, it's just. But it's fun to watch. I mean, I don't know what I'm watching sometimes.
I'll tell you what. This summer, go to a couple Lubbock Matador games in person.
Okay.
You pick up soccer really quick.
Okay.
In person, it's almost like it's slower.
Yeah.
And probably at the level of soccer it is. By the way, a high for the Lubbock Matadors. They're going up to USL 2.
Yeah.
So in PSL, so they've been in USL 2, USL, and then there's like a minor league to the MLS, and then it's MLS. So
do they get a different pool of players to choose from?
I'm sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's older or younger, or I don't know exactly all of it, but I'm sure it'll be some similar players because they've been really good in the league they were in.
Yeah.
Stephen Roy, yes, that's what we were talking about. That was the impetus of our conversation, was the floating stadium in Saudi Arabia. We saw it. Benchwarmers. All right, I'm going to be kind of a jerk here, but I'm saying it beforehand. Would y'all be surprised if Tech loses this weekend? I think the offense has been pretty tight, so they might loosen up a little bit. I would be surprised if they lost, though, if they lose a game.
No comment. Yeah.
Would you be surprised if they lose this weekend?
This weekend? No. They
no,
might be a little looser with Baron Morton back.
Would I be surprised? Would I be surprised if Texas Tech lost a Big 12 game? No, you've lost a bunch of times to Kansas State. Do I think it should happen? No. Would I be frustrated and upset if you lost as a big favorite in Manhattan to a team that I think, frankly, stinks? Yes, I would be frustrated.
I'd be surprised.
Surprised? I don't know if I'd be surprised.
I'd be surprised because of our dominating defense.
Yeah.
If I just don't think they're going to be
What kind of game do you lose to them? They've needed to score 35 to win some games.
And I think that's their only MO. I think they've got to score a lot of points, and that's why I would be surprised, because I just don't think they do that against us.
And I think Baron Morton
is going to score some points.
Will lead your offense more effectively.
Yep. Good show.
So let's get loosed this weekend. Great show, Craig. We'll see you again Thursday. I'll be back tomorrow with David Collier and Lucas White. The bottom line up next with Joyce Woodham and Chris Snead.
This has been the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score. Go to 107thescore.com for more from the Double T Sports Network.